Hello, y'all. It's exactly 11:33 a.m. Excuse me, and the paramedics had just passed by, and they slightly delayed my phone. So I was gonna wait until a little bit later. Excuse me, to do a video, but to do another video because I did one earlier today. So the paramedics had just passed by at precisely 11:33 a.m. So while I'm on here, I might as well just talk. So I'm feeling a little bit better, well rested this morning than when I did what I did. You know, I'm feeling a little more well rested. Excuse me, this morning than what I did the previous days, but I'm still feeling like as if I need more rest. Like when you're dealing with the sleep deprivation, you can feel the pressure on your heart. Like as if you can tell that your heart is not getting enough oxygen. Excuse me, and if you end up going for longer, you can feel it in your brain too. That you can feel it that your brain is not getting enough oxygen. And then you have to deal with stuff like your food not digesting, and you can feel it sitting in your stomach. Excuse me. So I think I went to bed at close to 2 o'clock. It was almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I woke up after 10. I think it was before 10:30, but I don't remember exactly. It was a little bit after 10 o'clock. So that was my 8 hours. But I still, feel deprived, like I need more. But if I were to try to take a nap right now, I'd probably be just laying here for hours. So then back to vibrating my left foot. I kind of feel like, well, wow, it was a miracle that I finally got to, that I got to get me some sleep. A decent amount of hours of sleep. But this guy right here, he's with the two dogs. The guy is so tiny and little, and he has two dogs that, you wonder how a guy so tiny can handle such huge dogs. Excuse me. But even before he came, whoever that was, I didn't even get to see the people who was occupying this room before he came. It was after the quote unquote mental patient lady left with the dog with fleas. And those fleas are still they still bite me. But so those people, they're gone. And then and this guy, just like they used to like slam the door. Like, why would you do stuff like, I don't know if they're slamming the trunk of the car or if they're slamming the regular door, or if they just, But this guy, it seemed like he kept on repeatedly, like within seconds, it seemed like as if he kept on repeatedly, super loud, slamming the door, like at about 6:30 this morning. And I was, kind of shooken up and a little upset, and was about to get up and go tell them something, you know. But you're a grown ass man though, you know. So for you to slam the door that hard, and it's like they got this script where they want to try to force me to wake up at, you know, a certain time. They want to try to dictate and control when I should go to sleep or wake up, when, and not when I want to go to sleep or wake up. If they want to program me to not be able to fall asleep until after 3 o'clock in the morning, and then afterwards they expect me to be forced awakened around 6:30, and then after that, you know, expect me to be functional and normal throughout the day. And if I don't act normal, then they want to, you know, throw stones at me. Idiots. So I heard like constant door slamming this morning. But you know, me being younger and with quote unquote, you know, behavior disorder, the fake foster mom Ann used to get on my case talking about me slamming doors and stuff. I didn't do it on purpose, but I was a kid, you know, and you know, it's like, and sometimes I might do it unintentionally, you know, without realizing, but you know it's done on purpose when it's done several times. Boom, 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 like, and it's ritualized pretty much. You know, y'all know how the gang stalkers do. But they have moments when narcissistic abusers will falsely accuse you of slamming a door when you didn't. And then, you know, that Lisa Rubin lady, she used to try to get on my case about slamming doors. But I try to be as gentle and quiet, you know, and slow as possible and careful as possible. And she still falsely accused me of slamming doors. So, you know, that lady was trying to program me, you know, and trying to brainwash me. It didn't work. And so, you know, I sometimes wonder, like, well, what if it was Lisa Ruby or Tracy Broadhurst that might have got me put on the gang stalking list, but they pretended that they're targeted and on the list. But no, it goes back to far back as the foster mom, you know, Adrian Felder, who they call Ann. So I mean, and then like the biological gay brother Mark, he used to do stuff like, "Oh, Candy, don't slam your door, you're gonna make your car raggedy." And it's like, well, the car that I had was it was a smack brand new. It was new, and it's like the car had slam-resistant doors. So how can you say stop slamming the door if the car had slam-resistant doors where the doors wouldn't slam? Like, you care more about the doors of my car than you care about my feelings and my emotions and my soul and my well-being. Like, narcissistic abusers, they pretend like as if they care more about your objects that you possess than they care about you as a person. If they might be like, "Well, Candy, don't do that to your clothes," or like, "Oh, you care so much about my clothes," or "You want me to take, you know, extreme good care of my clothes, but you don't even care about me as a person." Or "You care about my pets more than you care about me if I had any. If I had a pet cat, you know, you would care more about that pet cat. And give him all the love and adoration and, praise and worship. And you will worship my doggone pet cat like the golden calf or something. And while you think I should be just, you know, you look down on me like as if the scum of the earth is more worthy than me. And I've been having those sentiments since far back as 2007. You know. So, and I think when I was going to Nicholls State University my freshman year, the suite mate, they call it suite mate because we had a suite and in two rooms within one, and there was a bathroom in the middle. So the suite mate, I think her name was Chanel, and she used to get on my case about slamming doors, but it wasn't on purpose or intentional. But y'all get the point of what I'm saying. That with this guy, it was done deliberate as a form of noise harassment. But I'm much older now, and so I don't try to, I don't be, I try to be more careful. But the fake foster mom, Ann, she was so abusive that when I was in 7th grade, this is her weird punishment for me to be punished with not being allowed to open or close any doors for a whole year. And I'm like, well, they got males in the house. So if they got males in the house and I need to get dressed, then what am I supposed to do, But speaking of foster care abuse, I watched this documentary about children being abused and murdered in foster care. Yesterday I watched a documentary. It was a 3-part documentary, and I heard it wasn't even finished. And it was a man named Bill Bowen that was working on the film and trying to expose it. And then he was telling the truth because he got murdered I heard that he was like a targeted individual, and they hit him with the heart attack gun weapon and killed him for exposing the truth about the foster care system. So I need to do some more, like deeper research on that. But a lot of us, we know about the Senator Nancy Schaefer, that her and her husband got shot in the back of the head, execution style, for exposing the money making racket, in the foster care. And these excuse me, and these people, the foster parents, I heard people say that you gotta sell your soul in order to become a foster parent. And these narcissistic, abusive foster parents that they practice witchcraft. Excuse me, they practice witchcraft. And in a lot of cases, they do the MK Ultra programming or ritualized abuse on the foster children and stuff. And it's like, as many people who are victimized by being, their children being snatched away from them with the CPS and foster care system. But it seems like you try to tell the average person and they're not interested, and they treat you like how they do homeless people. Figure that there must have been something wrong that you did to deserve for your child to be snatched away. Or that they're not going to just come and snatch your kids away for no reason. And then we try to tell them, no, this is a big business right here. It's an industry. And so, I'm ashamed to have been, grew up a victim of the foster care trafficking. And I heard that a lot of foster kids don't even make it out. They don't even make it out. They end up dying as young as 2 years old. And they had, I couldn't remember his name, but a guy named Carlos Morales. Well, in Spanish, it's Carlos Morales. And I think I remember he was Puerto Rican. And he wrote a book called Legally Kidnapped. So he wrote a book called Legally Kidnapped. And you know, but I haven't heard anything bad happening to him though. But I wish I forgot all about that, but I wish I could, buy the book and read it, or even if it's ebook. So and then basically I heard that the foster care system, they lie on a biological parent, get the child taken away, and then those CPS workers, they do stuff like they stalk and spy on and follow every move of the parent, and you hear horror stories about how if a parent, if the social workers or CPS come visit the parent and the family and the children, that one fork in a sink, and they will try to see, they're harassing me. One fork. Harassment. One fork in the sink, and they'll try to say your house is filthy and nasty and dirty. Like, you'll be just done washed the dishes and ate lunch, and the children will be clean, you'll be clean, everything clean and spotless. But one fork in a sink, and then the narcissistic abuser will make like, well, the whole house is dirty in their whole mind. In their minds, And so if the whole house is dirty because of one fork in a sink while everything else is pristine, then they use that to justify snatching your kids and lying and say child neglect. They just look for anything, any and everything that they could use, because they're the ones greedy for money. And I heard that, if they make up a clever enough lie and make it like they lie and say that you voluntarily gave up your rights as a child. As a parent, because this is so diabolical, because they try to make like the child and the parent, the biological parent, is mentally ill. So, I heard that, like with the documentary I saw yesterday, they said only about 10% of parents are actually bad parents, but the other 90%, they said about 5 or 10% of parents are bad parents for real. But but the good parents, over 90% of the good parents, their children were snatched away from them. And so, like, bad parents, like my biological sister Ramona, if she didn't take proper care of her kids, her kids were running the streets and stuff like that. They never got snatched away and put in the drunk lady Yvonne, my aunt Yvonne. If like, she locked my cousin Rebecca out of the house, from rumors that I've heard. And Rebecca would be like 11 or 12 years old and locked out of the house. And then I heard stories about how she was forced to, I hate to even say it, but prostitute in the projects in New Orleans, as a way to survive and get a roof over her head. And it's like, well, those are truly bad parents. If those rumors are true, because it was the talk of the family, and you don't know what's a lie or what's truth in this family. It's always, rumors, but that's pretty sick to make rumors like say something false like that about a child. But if that was true, then they're not gonna they Yvonne's kids never got snatched away and put in foster care and forced on psych medications. But we had to go through that, and but you know my entire family is pretty much crooked anyway. You know, so I mean, it's like, or like even that Cheryl Kraft lady, Cheryl Kraft Simeon from the Smelly Kraft family, the Masonic Smelly Kraft family. You hear about, I used to hear about her prostituting her daughters. How come Lanika, Talisha, and Shamel and all them, they never got, and even Danielle, with Miss Cheryl's sister, Miss Lillian, like Danielle got pregnant at 12, had a baby at 13 and stuff. It's like, how come they never got snatched away and put in foster care? Because they're Masonically protected. So, we had to get taken away and put in foster care, and then abused in foster care and stuff. And so, like, usually with most normal parents who love their kids, it would mentally mess up both the child and the parent. And so, it would mentally mess up the child and the parent. So, and so then they want to try to label you with a mental disorder, put you on psych meds, and they try to make it like as if the biological parent was always mentally unfit to take care of a child, when you just do the right thing by God and you're a Christian and you're a holy Christian, and you don't even, like, if you do the right thing by God and you're a holy Christian, and you don't follow the satanic New World Order agendas and stuff. But we were they led us to believe that our biological mom, was quote unquote crazy and mentally unfit and stuff like that. And and I was brainwashed with certain things. But what if the biological mom, Frances, what if she was telling the truth? Or what if she was lying? I don't know. I really don't know. But after I turned 18, I didn't get the feeling that I was accepted or wanted by her. So, oh man, I can't think of it. It was a 3-part documentary called, I didn't remember. It was called Innocence Destroyed. That's the name of it, Innocence Destroyed, the documentary. It's a 3-part documentary. And also, I watched another documentary called Unwanted. And, the foster mom used to drill it in our heads that the biological mom, Frances, didn't want us. And the foster mom used to tell mental health therapists and psychiatrists and like psych evaluators and stuff that, trying to say that the biological mom, Frances, would put us in a closed drawer, and that when we cried, she would shut it. So, and the biological mom, Frances, when I confronted her and asked her about that when I was 18 years old, they must have felt threatened and uncomfortable by me asking so many questions, trying to figure things out by what the foster mom and the foster care system was saying, and even in the courts and stuff, what they were saying and stuff like that. And so, the biological mom, Frances, she said, well, Candy, if that was true, then you would be dead as a doornail. So she said, she described it was that, she described it as that she said she was too poor to afford to buy us a real crib. And so she left us, with the, she said that all she could afford is a clothes drawer as a crib or something, and then I mean, you know how they have dressers and like, something like this, but I guess it would have been bigger, and so she said that they pretty much, over exaggerated and lied about, you know about the idea of her not wanting us and stuff. So the biological sister Ramona and stuff, she even hates for us to bring up anything, like as if she got a hand in it, or like she got some guilt too. So if she got like some guilt, or like she don't want us to bring up, what happened when we were young, or if she, doesn't want us to bring up what happened in foster care, and she wanted to even try to force the biological brother Sean. She wanted to try to force Sean to shut up and, just stop talking about it. The foster care abuse experiences and the experiences, from in the group home. What he went through. And if they say that Sean is crazy, they say I'm crazy. If Sean's mind was messed up by the abuse in the group homes, and the foster aunt Mickey is more brutal than the foster mom Ann. Well, let me get off here because they're going to shut me up.